On Government Order of the Day number 1.
Plumbers, Gasfitters and Drain Layers Amendment Bill, first reading.
Honourable Maurice Williamson.
Mr Speaker, I move that the Plumbers, Gasfitters and Drain Layers Amendment Bill be now read a first time. Mr Speaker, at the appropriate time I intend to move that the Plumbers, Gasfitters and Drain Layers Amendment Bill be considered by the Government Administration Committee, that the Plumbers, Gasfitters and Drain Layers Amendment Bill be reported to the House by 22nd March 2013, and that the committee have authority to meet at any time while the House is sitting, except during oral questions, during any evening on a day on which there has been a sitting of the House, and on a Friday in a week in which there has been a sitting of the House, despite Standing Orders 188 and 191 1B and C. Mr Speaker, the bill validates a disciplinary levy and an offence fee set by the Plumbers, Gasfitters and Drain Layers Board under the Plumbers, Gasfitters and Drain Layers Act 2006 that have been scrutinised by the Regulations Review Committee.
Order. Members, please show some courtesy to the Minister that's speaking. It is contagious, and it's within the spirit of the Standing Orders and Speaker's rulings.
I'm not
contagious. I know you're not contagious, Minister, but something else is.
Right. Mr Speaker, the bill resolves the issue considered by the Regulations Review Committee by empowering the Board to charge a new disciplinary and prosecution levy to fund the costs arising out of the Board's prosecution and discipline functions. In addition, the bill also ensures that all Gazette notices containing disciplinary levies set by the Board under the 2000 Act are valid. Essentially, this bill addresses inconsistencies between the Board's functions and the funding provisions in the Act. All of the Board's functions are funded entirely from fees and levies charged to plumbers, gasfitters and drain layers registered under the Act, as is usually the case with other occupational licensing boards within the building and construction portfolio. The Board regulates the plumbing, gasfitting and drain laying industry so the public can have confidence that people undertaking those trades are qualified, registered and regulated. Therefore, it is important to ensure the Board has funding for all of the functions it is required to carry out. One of the Board's statutory responsibilities is to prosecute people who carry out illegal sanitary plumbing, gas fitting and/or drain laying work. The Board had funded this function through part of the disciplinary levy and then the offences fee. However, the Act only empowered the Board to set a disciplinary levy to fund the costs of complaints and discipline in relation to registered persons. In February 2011, the Regulations Review Committee concluded that the disciplinary levy imposed by the Board since the 31st of July 2010 should be drawn to the special attention of the House of Representatives, and the Regulations Review Committee recommended disallowance of the disciplinary levy. As members may remember, on the 12th of May 2011, in fact I'm sure they remember it vividly, the Chair of the Regulations Review Committee moved a motion to disallow the disciplinary levy with effect from the end of the Board's registration year, 31st of March 2012. However, this motion was not agreed to. As a result, the Board changed its fee and levy structure and removed the part of the disciplinary levy that was funding prosecutions against non-registered persons and set an offences fee to fund its prosecution function instead. The Regulations Review Committee is currently considering the validity of the offences fee prescribed by the Board. If the Regulations Review Committee also recommends disallowance of the offences fee, the Board could be left unfunded to carry out its statutory prosecution functions. Therefore, Mr Speaker, without this validating legislation, the Board would be placed under significant financial pressure and would be unable to carry out its important statutory functions that directly affect the safety and the well-being of New Zealanders. It is essential that we resolve this matter and resolve it quickly. I move, sir, that the Government Administration consider the Plumbers, Gasfitters and Drain Layers Amendment Bill, that the Plumbers, Gasfitters and Drain Layers Amendment Bill be reported back to the House by the 22nd of March, and the committee have the authority to meet at any time, and I think I've already moved all of that accordingly. So, in fact, I better finish moving it because I think I have to finish the moving. Okay, I'm going to finish.
Not until the debate is concluded, Minister.
Correct. That's what I thought, that it should be done at the end, but it's in both parts. Someone in my office are doing a bit of a belt and braces here. We're putting it in the speech and putting it at the end. I'll leave it to the end. All I say to the House is this needs to be done and needs to be done quickly.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. I call the honourable member Raymond Ho.
Thank you.